I would like now to go to a young lady who has been trying with many others across Africa to have a peace initiative that would stop this terrible conflict and stop these atrocities. So Mariam Basajja is from Uganda, and I would ask her to speak to us now, please. Thank you.
Sorry, it was just a bit so emotional. On the 4th of November 2020, hostilities broke out in the northern Ethiopia Horn region, bordering Somalia, Sudan, and Eritrea, with severe. Sorry.
You're okay, Mariam. It's okay.
So the current situation is that 1 million out of 6 million people in the north have fled their homes. Over 5 million people need food assistance, many of whom haven't been reached. Thousands of people have been killed in the violence. Massacres have been committed. 100,000 refugees in the camps under international protection have been abandoned, and 50,000 refugees have arrived in the neighboring country, Sudan. Properties have been looted, violence has erupted in other regions, ethnic profiling, and all the communication channels to certain regions are closed. International leaders, church leaders, and others have called for immediate ceasefire to end all the hostilities, access to all areas, to humanitarian organizations, to stop all the ethnic profiling and restoration of peace. So, and these demands have not been realized. The hostilities follow the 2018 peace agreement between Ethiopia and Eritrea. Women of the region long for peace. The AU president, Cyril Ramaphosa, has appointed 3 envoys to mediate in the conflict, and these have the full support of international community. Regrettably, today the envoys have not been able to meet all the parties. A perspective on inclusive peace talks is still lacking. Recognizing the important mission of the AU envoys, African women, for an immediate dialogue involving all parties, such as a dialogue that can be led by female leaders, we require that conditions are available for peaceful talks. This appeal was launched on the 10th December 2020. We women of Africa call on leaders to act in the tragic situation of hostilities amongst all of our people in the Horn. On November 4th, violence erupted in the Horn region. This is affecting all of us, mothers, sisters, and grandmothers on the continent. We know the suffering of weapons turning brothers and sisters against each other, and this must stop. As women, we recognize the pain of our sisters. Mothers waiting to hear from their children who are fighting in battles they did not choose. Required to put on uniforms which are not theirs, forced to kill their own in a war which they do not desire. We demand peace, and mothers looking for their children lost in sudden fight with no safe haven to turn to, abducted and moved to places where they're not safe. Men want their children back. Mothers crying for their children who have dreams of their own and require support, who need to go to school and to work to support themselves. Their resilience is our resilience. Their future is our future. We need the children of our great continent, and all the violence must stop. The Horn is the birthplace of humanity. Its treasures are our common heritage and is the pride of Africa. We need its peace for prosperity and for the future of our great continent. And so to this effect, this announcement was launched that day, and the African Women for Peace in the Horn Africa initiative. So we African women stand in solidarity with the other women, mothers, sisters, and grandmothers, and we ask the leaders, all the leaders in the Horn, to stop the violence, all the churches and the faith communities to call on our leaders to stop the violence, IGAD and the AU to support our women's-led peace force to monitor the peace, the international community to support our women's-led peace force to enforce the peace, the UN to establish a humanitarian corridor to impartially reach all the affected areas, an immediate opening of all communications to all the affected areas, the international community to ensure the safety of all the Poles, the refugees, and IDPs, all to be placed under international protection. So there was a diversity among the signatories for this petition. For instance, the professors of computer science and healthcare workers all wanted to sign the statement. Just in a few hours, it was open for signing. And this was actually signed by members from different African countries in origin. This included Liberia, Uganda, Sudan, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Congo, Ghana, Benin, Cameroon, Eritrea, Kenya, South Africa, the USA, Canada, Tunisia, Tanzania, Somalia, Morocco, and the USA, to mention but a few. Yeah. So thank you. And among the signatories, I'll mention a few. We have Honorable Julia Duncan Castle, who is currently attending this session with us. She's the former Minister of Gender and Social Protection, Liberia. And then we also have Dr. Zamina Malole, who is the Commissioner for Equal Opportunities, Uganda. And Mariam Abbas, who is a researcher at ADRIA. I won't go through the whole list, but yes, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mariam, for that. It's wonderful to hear you speak with so much passion and belief And I'm sure your family is proud of you. I'm sure Uganda is proud of you. And I'm sure Africa is proud of you.